And welcome back to Real Side Radio. Dave Sussman sitting in chair here for Joe Messina. We are live on Facebook on our website, realside.com. You can find us on 52 stations across the country on the GCN and Salem radio networks. And there is a chat room on the website where you can hang out on Facebook with your Facebook friends. Hey, Facebook folks, how are you tonight? And if you'd like to call in, you can call in to 855-732-5563. And I was at over the weekend, I was at this incredible rally. I got to speak, and I met so many incredible candidates that are running for Congress. And one guy that I've been following for quite some time is somebody that I really, really respect. His name is Joe Collins. He's running for Congressional District in California 43, who is Representative Maxine Waters District. And we got him live. Joe, how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing really well, Joe. So first of all, it was great meeting you the other day in Burbank. And tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for Congress.
So my name is I'm Joe Collins. I'm a United States Navy veteran, South Central Los Angeles native. And the reason why I'm running for Congress is because I feel like the people in the district deserve something better. I mean, they've had a congresswoman representing them who have done absolutely nothing for them and allowed our city to deteriorate, and it allowed our people to become in the condition that they're in right now. And so, you know, we need people who are going to run for office, going to bring value back to the community and increase the quality of life for the people in the district.
Maxine Waters is probably one of the most divisive figures in politics today. And you heard my speech on Saturday. She's the head of the Financial Services Committee. 10 years ago, her and her husband were investigated, and she was found in violation of ethics. She basically got the government to fund her husband's bank during the financial crisis, and yet she is running strong, and she is head of the Financial Services Committee, and she hates this president. But I think from a local perspective, Joe, you're looking at a level of homelessness that has just gone through the roof, especially in your area. Talk a little bit about the disconnect that Maxine Waters has right now between Washington, D.C. and actually serving the people of your district.
When you talk about service to the people in the district, you mean actually her doing something for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not doing that. And I think it's very hypocritical that she gets on TV 24/7 and talks about impeach Donald Trump and everything that he's doing that she doesn't like, when you can come to our district and you can see that she's probably one of the worst congressmen in office right now, because our district is pretty poor. It's terrible, and she doesn't live in the district, so she has no real connections with people in the district. And even when I go around and I talk to people and I say, hey, I'm running against Maxine Waters, they don't even ask me am I a Republican or a Democrat. The first thing they say is, well, her time is up, you know.
Are you finding that people are just done with her? Are they sick and tired of her? Or is the fact that she's got a D next to her name and you'll have an R next to yours, that they just continue to vote down party line?
You know what? I think we're at a point in America where people are, it's not even about the party. It's about who's going to help the people in the district, who's going to bring value to the people in the district. So at this point in my district, a D and an R doesn't matter. It's okay. So we need help. We need help 30 years ago. You know, that's the response that I've been getting. And so one thing that I've made a point to do, and as well as my campaign and anybody who I come in contact with, is to make sure that we're not campaigning based off promises. We're campaigning based off things that we are actually doing for the community as we speak. And we have a lot going on right now.
Let's talk a little bit about Los Angeles. So you said that you grew up in South Central, and so obviously you're not a carpetbagger. You're not coming in from another district pretending to be, born there or something like this. You actually live there. And what have you seen? I mean, listen, I'm old enough to remember the L.A. riots in 1992 very, very well. What are you seeing in your district right now? We got homeless encampments. We've got crime. We've got gangs. What's the feeling right now with everything?
That's basically what it is. You see, we have the Democratic policies that have taken over California for the last 20 years, and it's deteriorating our district. The jobs are leaving because of taxes. The people who own property here are leaving because of taxes, and we have an illegal immigration problem that's probably worse than any other state in the whole entire world. And so that's our reality out here. People want to leave, but the people who can't afford to leave, they need help. If they don't get help, everyone's going to be homeless.
Okay. What is your number one priority? You are elected to Congress January 20th or whatever it is that you guys are sworn in 2021. What is it that you do first?
Well, the first thing that I do is continue the work that we've been doing right now. And that's bringing jobs back to our communities. That's providing quality education. Things that we're doing right now is what I want to continue to do. Like I told you before, I'm not like the other candidates who are running because they hate someone or who are running based off promises that they know they can't fulfill. We're actually working in the communities right now. We're connecting small businesses with resources. We're getting different programs like NASA and SpaceX into our high schools. And we're working with different organizations to find out solutions for this homeless problem that we have.
Right.
So what I want to do is continue the work that I'm doing right now. And one thing that I know is if this is something that I'm doing at a level that I am now, I'm not even in government, just wait till I actually get in government and I have a bigger influence and I have access to resources I can bring back to my city. President Trump gave Elijah Cummings $17 billion to rebuild his city. And you got to think, what can we do in South Los Angeles with $17 billion? What type of economic growth can we have? What type of opportunities can we provide for the people in our district with $17 billion?
That's fantastic. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but I want to bring you back and I want to talk about the politics of the day, including impeachment. But where can folks find you and support you? Give everybody your website.
My website is joecollinsforcongress.com. That's the easiest and the fastest way to get a hold of me. My social media is on my website as well. So joecollinsforcongress.com. Go register to volunteer, support, donate. You can even send me an endorsement letter.
That's Joe Collins, FOR, Congress.com. Joe Collins, FOR, for Congress.com. And check him out. Give this guy all the help that you can across the country, because Maxine Waters, and we're going to talk a little bit about her after the break here, she is one of the most divisive members of Congress. Her entire thing since the day that President Trump won was impeach 45. Impeach 45. He didn't have to do anything. She wanted impeachment right out of the gate, and we're going to be talking about that and what's going on right now after the break with Joe Collins and Dave Sussman here in the chair. Joe Messina. We're going to be right back at Real Side Radio. Don't go away, folks. And welcome back. Real Side Radio. Dave Sussman here in the chair. We're live on Facebook and our website, realside.com. There is a chat room on the website, folks. And I know there's a lot of conversation happening right now, and a lot of folks are out there, and they're wondering how they could support Joe Collins for Congress against Maxine Waters. Joe, welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good still. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. So, okay, I want to play a quick clip here. This is Maxine Waters yesterday on Surprise, MSNBC. I couldn't imagine her ever going on any other network, maybe CNN. And she's talking about Donald Trump, and she essentially said that he needs to not just be impeached, but he needs to go to jail. And when he goes to jail, he needs to be in solitary confinement.
You said, as you know and many of our viewers know, you speak your mind. Many people like that, and as I think you know, many people disagree with you. It's politics. That's right. I want to read something you said today to get a fuller understanding. You said, with regard to Donald Trump, he's using mob language. He's implying people should be killed for whistleblowing. Impeachment's not good enough for Trump. He needs to be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. But for now, impeachment is the imperative.
That's right.
I ask you tonight, are you speaking literally? And do you have any concern you're prejudging the House impeachment and Senate trial process by declaring he should be, I guess, convicted and held in solitary?
No, not really. As you said, I said impeachment is the imperative. I did express myself in ways to show how terrible I think he is and how he really should be punished. But, of course, impeachment is what we're focused on right now.
Okay, Joe. Do you think
Yeah.
that she's representing the constituents of the 43rd District with this continual derangement about Trump? I mean, this is all I've heard of her for the past 2.5, 3 years. Is she representing the folks in the district with this?
Absolutely not. Even if you're not talking about impeachment, Maxine Waters isn't representing the constituents. She represents herself and her family, because those are the only people who she's doing something for. But Impeach 45, I mean, come on. We have criminal justice reform. We have the First Step Act that directly impacts my district. We have opportunity zones that directly impacts my district. And these are things that President Trump has signed into law so we can rebuild the inner cities. So she's not representing anyone except for herself.
Some LA officials, according to the Los Angeles Times, want a state of emergency declared for the homeless crisis as it's getting worse. It's basically just horrific. If you're not in Los Angeles, folks, I know there's a lot of people here around the country. Every downtown, every blue city in America has a small area that there's homeless encampments called Skid Row in Los Angeles. It is so much worse now than it's ever been. It isn't just Skid Row, Joe. It has spread out for miles and miles and miles. What are you seeing in your areas of and the cities that you're representing? What is it? Compton, Watts? Which areas specifically is it? Inglewood?
So we have Inglewood. We got South Central. We have Gardena, Hawthorne, Lomita, Del Air, Torrance. These are the cities that I represent, that I will be representing.
And then what are you seeing right now? Has this homeless crisis, the homelessness and crisis just is spread in those areas? I mean, is that what, because the Los Angeles Times is certainly reporting that.
Oh, yeah. It's been spreading. The homeless situation isn't new. It's been happening since 2008. And, of course, Los Angeles wants to call a state of emergency because they've been doing a terrible job at legislating. They raise all of this money and they give it to illegal immigrants for health care and housing, and they forget about the people who they're robbing the money from, which are the homeless people who are on the streets.
So let's talk about this from a big picture scenario. We've got a lot of money that has been provided, whether it's Los Angeles County, the state of California, or federal funds. What is the answer to this crisis, and why do you think it got so much worse? I guess it's a two-part question for you. Why did it get so much worse starting in 2008, and what do you think one of the answers could be here?
Well, what we have to do is once I get in office, we have to sue the state of California to get rid of the taxes. We have entirely too many taxes. Everything that you see has an expensive tax fee to it. I think we're going to start getting taxed for air pretty soon as well. So we have to sue the state of California in order to get us back in line with the federal Constitution. And the federal Constitution says that, point blank, you don't tax the citizens. I understand everybody has to pay their fair share, but you don't tax the citizens the amount that we're being taxed right now. So that's what we have to do. We have to bring quality jobs back in so people can afford to live in the housing that we have right now as well. So those are two major issues that we're going to have to tackle.
So they're talking about in Sacramento imposing rent control now across the board. And historically speaking, that has been a disaster for everybody. It inflates the market because you're basically shrinking. You're shrinking. Obviously the product that's out there, and in this case, it's pretty much just homes. So by shrinking the amount of supply, you're increasing the demand, which raises the prices for everything that is not in rent control. We've seen this in Santa Monica and other cities throughout California. That's their response, and everything that's coming out of Sacramento right now, it's so fiscally bankrupt. It's all done with good intentions. Right, but they don't seem to play the long game here. They don't seem to understand blue city governance, how it impacts the area, and it, as you just stated, it only raises taxes. So, as a member of Congress representing the 43rd District, your focus would be then what? Low taxes, going to the community and helping out how?
Yeah, exactly. We don't need taxes. No taxes. We have too much taxes, and what we have to do is we have to start getting away from these social programs that don't benefit the citizens of California. the citizens are paying the taxes, and the citizens are paying taxes to give illegal immigrants, medical insurance, illegal immigrants housing, all these illegal immigrant programs when illegal immigrants are taking all the jobs. And so that's an issue that we have to do something about. And rent control is bad not only for the renters but the property owners, because some property owners don't want rent control because it devalues their property that they spent their hard-earned money on. And so it's a problem. We have to go into these communities and we have to get California back in line. But you know what? The Democrats have ran California down. And like you said, I've seen it with a lot of majority Democrat states and cities. It's ran down because they are so terrible with money. And I think the reason why is because every single Democrat that gets into office, they're poor before they get into office. They're poor, they have bad credit, they mismanage money. And so this is the issue. So if you have people who are known for mismanaging money, who have never had any type of financial savvy to their life, this is what happens.
Joe, you've got people listening to you all across the country. Nobody, I would assume, listening to this right now would like to see Maxine Waters win another term. So let them support you. Tell them where to go, what you need from them right now. I understand you're coming out of a fantastic quarter, but go. We've got about a minute left.
Okay, go to my website, joecollinsforcongress.com, and donate. Donate. That's important. Maxine Waters is entrenched, and she has tons of money. We did close out with a great quarter. We raised over $440,000 in 8 weeks, but we need your support so we can win.
And you have to remember, Maxine Waters has got millions. So, and her daughter, made $750,000 for just mailing out campaign, ads. So that's the kind of money that they have, that she can pay her daughter $750,000. So, folks, everybody, if you don't like the direction that Congress is taking and you want to replace Maxine Waters, I got to tell you, I meet a lot of candidates. I met a lot of candidates with you there. You're the real deal, Joe. And as a U.S. Navy veteran, as somebody that grew up in the community, you're talking to people, you're doing the hard work, you're doing the ground game, you're not taking people's money and living on it, you're putting it right into campaigning. And so we need you to win the primary and get, folks, everybody support. So again, the website.
And look, this is a very winnable district. I'm sorry, real quick. We have 750,000 people that live in the district, and Maxine Waters only wins with about 120 to 130,000 votes. So people are not coming out to vote because they never had anyone to vote for, but now they do. So it's very winnable. So don't think it's an entirely Democratic district. Do not think that Maxine Waters has a grip on the district, because she don't.
Yeah, it's time for California's 43rd Congressional District to be represented by somebody that has a good understanding of what it needs, a pro-Trump conservative. Folks, send 10, 25, whatever you can to help Joe Collins defeat liberal politicians Maxine Waters. Thank you so much, Joe, and we'll be right back after the break. Good luck to you, and God bless. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.